Karlos with a K, Anzoategui, became a successful hairstylist in his 20s, and as his career grew, his social life took a quantum leap as well. He invested in several unique properties here that he calls the party meccas of San Antonio. He developed a signature style of entertaining, from a colorfully themed New Year's Eve party complete with fireworks to his famous glamorous white party, which is now an official AIDS fundraiser. All in all, Karlos has had a fabulous life, and I think we're going to get a little peek into it right now. So Karlos with a K.
Wow, what a fabulous audience we have here tonight. I am so humbled and honored to be in front of family and friends on this wonderful night to share the limelight and the stage with other accomplished personalities. You know, the funny thing is, it only took several decades, lots of parties, and lots of money in which to make it to this stage. Thank you, PK, for believing in me. The thing is this, where can I even start? You know, let's take it to the quick. So who is Karlos with a K? Well, I'll try to explain who I am, why I am the way I am. One word will explain it all: inspiration. It was that one word that permitted me in my life to meet the people that you're about to see and share the experiences on the 20 slides that I'm about to have roll right now. Inspiration can make your dreams come true. Let it roll. My beautiful mother, Celia and Carlos Ernesto Anzoategui, the spring well from which I flowed. She had a wonderful voice and quickly became a famous nightclub singer. He was the meanest staff sergeant at Fort Sam Houston. As a little boy, I sat by my mom's side, fascinated at the way she did her makeup before going to work. The inspiration here, I became a hairstylist and not a soldier. Our say, a poetry book I and two other schoolmates wrote in 7th grade. We were permitted to sell the book for $5 for just about all the teachers bought it, making us each $200. It was during the Vietnam War, so our points reflect that discontent. Express Your Fantasy was my first AIDS fundraiser, the black ball thrown by me in honor of Hat Beltman from the Bonham Exchange at the Jewish Center downtown that houses the San Antonio Bonham Exchange. It was an exotic black-themed ball with incredible people in attendance. It's indeed the ball to be had at that time. The Eccentrics, a series written by Bill Sibley in the San Antonio Current magazine, covering the lifestyles and habits of not the typical San Antonians. When I asked Bill, why me? He hollered, oh my God, just look at the bold jewelry that you're wearing and you're going to Walmart. Sorry, I must admit, I do like big, different, bold jewelry. I guess that makes me an eccentric. Out in SA, it was a fabulous magazine addressing the out as a professional in San Antonio, written by Brian Renfus and beautifully photographed by Marcos Aurelius. I made the front cover with a quote, I think all of San Antonio knows I'm not a t-shirt and blue jeans kind of guy. The pictures in my home will prove it. Texas Monthly Magazine, chosen to stage and host a typical fiesta party celebrating the centennial of San Antonio. The pressure here was I was given a week in which to throw this party. I took a deep breath and did it quite successfully. When the editors arrived and showed up at the party, they remarked and came over to me and said, we knew you could do it. That's why we chose you. Latino Redux, a photographic installation at the University of North Texas in Denton by Scott Licious. He photographed me in his Hollywood star signature pose with hand-painted details that makes his images come alive. It's an amazing technique. It was the focal point of his installation that was heavily attended by socialites in Fort Worth and Denton. A Chic magazine by Austin's Leticia Luna. Having followed my parties on Facebook for a while, she contacted me in which to cover the history of my throwing parties. She was intrigued by how effortlessly I did that. We met at my villa and I spilled my guts out. I make centerfold under the title, The Entertainer. What a pressure to bear. Press coverage in the outdoor living section of the Express and News. It showcased my gigantic pool in Marble Plaza at my historical home in Tobin Hill. The home was built in 1920s by the Falfurrias family, who developed a butter company. It's my favorite still. I named the home Casablanca, and it had a great classical facade. That was truly elegant living. Ah, yes, an article by Emily Spicer featuring unusual and outdoor escapes for entertainment and parties. Question, have you ever thrown a party on the roof of your home? Well, I have. It's called the Sky Deck. Many of you have been there. Guests enjoy lounging in Devons and sitting in the Moorish Tower. At night, it feels like magic, like you're suspended in air. After having attended his last performance in Texas at the Majestic Theater, my talented friend Carlito Veras, a close friend of Rudy, takes me to his dressing room to meet him. He was blow drying his hair when I entered. After our greetings, he gave me the blow dry and said, "Darling, can you finish my hair?" I quickly replied, "It would be my pleasure." He flashed that Russian smile at me. Oh, San Antonio's great coach that put the Spurs on the national and international map. I was his hairstylist in the 80s when I worked at Hair Dimensions, a chic salon in Castle Hills. He had a hectic schedule and was appreciative. I would always take him on the last moment notice. My clients were all too happy to vacate the chair because he always gave them autographed copies of himself. The fabulous Paloma Picasso. I attended her Tiffany & Company jewelry preview of her bold, chunky jewelry at Saks. When I finally made it to the front of the line to meet her, she greeted me warmly, lowered her beautiful brown eyes to my 6-inch cuff bracelet of my own design, and remarked, "It's good to see bold jewelry on men." I've always since then worn big, chunky jewelry. The fabulous socialite Jeanette Longoria and her glamorous daughter Jana, whose lives indeed inspired and influenced the decor in my Moorish style as it is today in my home. They molded my mind and opened my eyes to a new dimension of lifestyle entertaining that I still practice today. Jana's tablescapes were the mentor of mine, as was Jeanette's style of living. Arabesque, one of the 10 most magical villas in the world, and of the legendary couple Beren Enrico and Sandra de Portanova. I became her makeup and hairstyle artist in the golden days of Acapulco. Sandra was indeed one of the greatest inspirations of my life and the reason I met half of Hollywood there while providing my services. The villa, the party mecca of San Antonio. What can anyone say? Most of y'all have been there. It was indeed parties thrown and countless guests attended. Many marriages were made and broken there, sadly. However, it is still the event for many photographic events and parties. The fabulous White Party, imported from Miami Beach. White Party has grown to include several hundred guests with jewel faces and extravagant costumery. It has become officially an AIDS fundraiser, and I'm happy to announce that Lee Haynes, manager of the Ballroom Exchange, who is in residence today, has offered the ballroom for White Party 2020. For over 20 years, this legendary New Year's Eve soiree has lit up the sky at midnight, attended by guests of every spectrum of the professional and high social world. For years, it was themed in color: the red party, the pink flamingo, cobalt. They were all beautiful. Sadly, in 2017, I did its finale. Christmas by Design, a home Christmas decor booklet by mother-daughter Patricia and Catherine McMillan, who is in attendance tonight. My home and several others like Dick and Kristen Tipp's mansion and Leland Stone's historical library building make the cut. Since losing mother 10 years ago to this month, so did I lose my Christmas tree, but my lavishly decorated garlands are what it's all about. Finally, what can I say about him? Well, we all know he is an entertainer, but do you know that he can twirl and dance? Truly twirl and dance. I don't know how I didn't fall off of that stage, but you know what? I've danced around the swimming pool of my home for parties, and not one time have I fallen in. Came close, but didn't fall in.
Okay, what a great way to end the evening. Tell me, do you think people are born with style, or do you think that they can cultivate it?
You know, the word tonight was inspiration. And inspiration is a very powerful word. I wasn't self-promoting myself. Inspiration did make me meet the people and have the experiences that you saw in these 20 slides. Yeah, and I believe through inspiration that can be done.
You spent a lot of time in Studio 54 and lived to tell the tale. Did you see the movie with Mike Myers as Steve Rebell? Was that a good representation of it? Or there's also a documentary on it. You know, I didn't realize that Studio 54 was only in existence for less than 3 years, and you were part of it.
Well, what happened there was so funny because I was always afraid to go there because I didn't want to be rejected. But so I dressed up. Actually, this is a Studio 54 outfit that I had. So I was in line with a red carpet, and Steve Rubel looks to the crowd and says, "That one over there." "Which one?" "That one over there. The glitter pillar." So
will that be on your tombstone, the glitter pillar?
Well, you know what? It's what got me into Studio 54.
Yeah.
Consequently, I did become good friends with Steve Rubel, and so he always did refer to me as the glitter pillar.
What is there? So, with all your fabulous life, is there like an age in your life that you would go back to, and if you had to be stuck in a period of your youth, would you go back and do it?
Well, let me tell you, for all the parties I've thrown, the very first party, unauthorized party I ever threw, I was about 6 years old. I lived in the King William area on Washington Street. There was, hold on, there was a neighborhood grocery store there. The people loved me. They actually wanted to adopt me from my mother. And she says, you know, he's a little cabron, but I'm not going to give him up. And thank you, Mom. But anyway, so I found how to get into the backstory shed of this store. Fritos, potato chips, knee-high soda waters. Invited every kid on my neighborhood. 20 of us were munching like little rats until the doors were flung open, and you've never seen kids run for cover with sparks coming out of their tennis shoes. My first party thrown.
That's right. And that's right. Perfect. Thank you so much, Karlo.